The Resident Evil world record scene is wild. Some runs take months of practice, pixel perfect aim, inhuman reaction speeds, and others, well, I've broken 7 of them recently, and they're easier than you think. And today I'm giving you every single secret I use to shatter those records, and you can just take them from me. I'm handing you the blueprint to steal my titles. The crazy part? Most of these routes and mechanics have never been seen before and exclusive to me. And some of these runs can be optimized even further, so if you've got the guts and the skill, you can claim a Resident Evil world record before the week's over. And let's start with one I thought was impossible until I found a trick hiding in plain
27.
sight. This is the very first level of the game Umbrella Corps, and all runs will be focusing on this game. Normal routes will have you going straight and then hoping for good spawns since the zombies are not always in the same spot. However, there's always one issue I kept running into time and time again, and that's these guys. Certain zombies have a very long death animation, and you need to kill them and claim their tag for progress. And this is very important knowledge for future levels as well. Depending on how they die, it might actually take too long for them to despawn and will ruin the run, like headshots locking him into an animation. However, there's one easy fix to the crawling issue. They explode just like anything else. And in this first map, there's a choke point of a bunch of crawlers, so it's perfect, and nobody else even thought about this in all the other record times. And with a few good spawns later, the record was easily achieved, and it could be even faster
27.
if you don't forget to pick up some of the tags like I did. So this record is definitely able to be beaten. And with the second level of the game, I have your second major tip that will apply to all of these levels. These zombies love being pushed around. And even in the previous level run, you can see that coming into play. And they won't stop you if they aren't facing you, so you can line them up for a double kill or even more. And it's also very important to note that all of these runs take place with the melee weapon in hand. It gives you a speed boost, which is important since we're messing with milliseconds on these record times. And it's also important to note that I'm not clicking the mouse to attack. I'm using the melee keybind, and you will get an animation lock if you click. And in all these record times, you'll rarely see your guns being used, but this level is the exception. It's really good if you break this window, it will save you a lot of time. However, when people use their melee weapon, it will slow you down, and 2 pistol shots will break it and save you time, and you can easily keep blasting afterwards to clear them out. But keep in mind, you might run into issues with death animations depending on how you hit them. And again, I missed multiple tags here, so remember not to miss them, and the world record should easily be yours. And for the third level, Virtue of the Shotgun, we will be using the same mechanics again. You're going to want to push people together so you don't waste swings, and we will be using the frag again to take out crawlers and other zombies in that corner so you can quickly hook it and catch the respawns of the starting zombies. And by the way the respawn works seems very random. When a zombie dies, they turn into this mush, and after time, they start crawling out of again and won't attack you or do anything till they're done. But that time for it takes to respawn is for the most part RNG. And after my testing, I've come to the conclusion that there's only a certain amount of zombies that are allowed at any given point in time, and so when one dies, it just picks a random mush pile. Which is why the frags at the starter runs are so important, because they might be respawning by the time you get there after you've cleared out the rest of the map. And we're talking about randomness here, and on the 4th level this becomes very apparent. There's always 2 zombies here and the general locations elsewhere, but depending on how the game feels, these zombies will either face towards you or away from you, and a restart of the game will change their state. And personally, I found the ones where they face you is easier since they step towards you at the start for an easy double kill, but this level has a secret in it. There's 4 potential routes after you kill those starting 2. The now second place player takes a right. The 3rd and 4th players take a left through the gate, but the gate is slow, and you can also jump straight through into the center and just get into the action. But there's a 4th route that no one has explored that gave me the record. You can take a left here, which allows you to utilize a lesser version of a never before seen mechanic that I will teach you later. But in the process of walking off a ledge, you still have full control, and you can toss a frag to make up the time that it takes to fall. And in the process, you can take out a group of zombies that will begin to respawn by the time you get to them and easily rack up all the tags you need. And I only beat the previous record by 10 milliseconds, but this route is a game changer and can easily be more optimized further with better spawns. And for the next level I did a run for, Hounds, the previous records run past all the enemies and draw aggro into a corner, and then you just take care of it all at once. And I'm sure with a good spawn state and everything, that record of drawing aggro can easily be improved on. But me just running through the map and killing things allowed me to beat the previous record. So even though some of these techniques are cool, don't overthink it. And even at the end of my world record run, I'm losing my mind and wasted at least a second attempting to pick up a tag that would have just ended the run. So this can definitely be done better. And before I get into the crazy mechanic that changes everything, I need to mention that there are 24 levels supported by speedrun.com. This video covers 7. And the remaining levels consist of even heavier RNG mechanics with no skill involved, or multiple parts that take way longer than the 30-second runs you've seen so far. As well as the majority of other runs have barely any record time set. For example, the record for Singularity I beat on my very first run, and honestly I was thinking of not even uploading it. And the level Singularity, for example, consists of various hard points you just have to stand on for 10 seconds. The next point is completely random, so if you spend just an hour praying for a perfect spawn set, odds are you will easily have a world record if you're into that. I, for one, am not, and this is a completely brand new and skillful mechanic that is what I like to call the pog. You see, everyone when they go for a world record on collection training, drop down, pick this one up, run back up, pick up those, drop down again, and there's a completely better route that has never been seen before, and you just need to break a window. And although you can shoot it, there's a faster mechanic here by using the pog, which I discovered by vaulting and then rapidly looking away from where you're trying to go, and then backing up back on top of the rail instead of falling. You can start cooking a grenade, which you can throw by the time you hit the floor. Normally, if you just vault, you're locked into it. You can't do anything until you hit the floor. And by doing this mechanic, you can easily break the third window with your grenade and then immediately spin around to get what people previously got last first. Bonus points if you trick shot the window, by the way. And then, with the window broken, is an easy and straightforward route to grab the remainder, and it's significantly faster than the previous routes. And with that, you know everything I know. You know all my Umbrella Corp secrets, and all raw and unedited runs can be found in the description. Good luck out there, and I'm looking forward to seeing your future runs if you take on the challenge.